Your time right now is 12:22, and it's Friday, which means we're joined by Trish Rout with Southwest Florida Crimestoppers. Hello, Trish.
Good afternoon. Happy Friday.
Thank you. And Trish is here to tell us who we need to be on the lookout for this week.
We've got an interesting list for you this week, and we're starting off that list with a North Fort Myers woman with a dangerous history of making some really awful life choices. Erica Brown is wanted for violating terms of her probation on the heels of her third drunk driving arrest. Deputies say she was leaving a bar just before 2 a.m. when she crashed into a parked car. Her attitude quickly turned belligerent, and she began screaming at officers and bystanders while struggling to simply stand up. For some unknown reason, she attempted to swallow a coin but missed her mouth entirely, at which point deputies opted to put Brown in handcuffs. Inside the back of the squad car, Brown violently kicked the interior of the car, causing damage which only further showed her level of intoxication. In addition to that arrest, this 39-year-old felon has been booked 9 other times for 2 other DUIs, theft, fraud, resisting, and disorderly intoxication. She is 5'8", 180 pounds, and was last known to be living in the Suncoast neighborhood of North Fort Myers. Next up is a career offender who has been lying, stealing, cheating, and thieving for the last 20-plus years. Now, detectives are on the hunt for Robert Crockett once again, this time on charges stemming from a recent arrest for the extortion of a local woman. The victim said she met Crockett on a social media dating app. After meeting up a few times, their relationship became sexual in nature, but what she didn't realize is that he was videotaping their encounters every single time. When the relationship began to sour and the victim no longer wanted to engage in those activities, Crockett threatened to share their intimate videos with her family, friends, and her employer. He said that unless she gave him $500 in cash and a bus ticket out of town, he was going to expose her most private moments. She refused and instead went to police, who promptly arrested Crockett and charged him with extortion. He was released on certain conditions, which he violated last week. This 39-year-old repeat offender has been racking up felony charges since age 15, with 23 arrests for burglary, hit and run, carjacking, crimes against the elderly or disabled, fleeing and eluding, and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. He is 5'10", 165 pounds, with a tattoo of the phrase "boo-boo" on his neck and "thug life" on his left arm. Also on the run this week is a guy who's been arrested not 10, not 20, but an unbelievable 31 times and counting. A brand new warrant for the arrest of Ryan Flores was issued earlier this week after he violated conditions of his pretrial release on charges of trafficking in fentanyl and other drugs. Detectives say Flores was pulled over for a traffic stop after leaving a Fort Myers bar. Officers said they were immediately hit with a strong scent of pot, and when Flores was asked to exit the car, a tube of cocaine fell out of his pocket. A deeper search of his car turned up a stash of 13 baggies of cocaine and fentanyl, all packaged up and ready for sale on the streets. Flores, of course, said that the drugs weren't his and suggested that they might have belonged to a guy he gave a ride to earlier in the day. Despite his pleas of innocence, Flores ended up behind bars for the next 3 months. He was recently released on certain conditions, to include drug tests for which he is yet to show up. Flores has amassed a lengthy criminal history since age 13 on charges of battery, burglary, grand theft, fraud, and robbery. He is 5'7", 160 pounds, and has multiple tattoos, including 3 dots under his right eye, "Laugh Now, Cry Later" on his chest, and some not-so-nice words inked on his hands. Flores was last known to be living in the Pine Manor area and often uses the alias of Little Loco. And rounding out this week's list is a Lehigh Acres felon who has made a habit of not thinking twice about drinking after imbibing in a few too many cocktails. A new warrant for the arrest of Cain Hernandez was issued following his 3rd arrest for DUI. Deputies responded to a call about a suspicious person who was passed out in a running car parked in front of a Lehigh store at 9 in the morning. When they arrived, they noticed several cans of booze in the car and found Hernandez to be a little less than lucid. When they asked for his identification, he first handed over his hotel room key and then a credit card, despite the fact that his ID was sitting right next to him on the console. When he exited the car, Hernandez could barely stand up, yet alone complete a coherent sentence. He quickly found himself in handcuffs, charged with DUI and driving with a license that had been suspended indefinitely. He spent 4 months in lockup before being released on probation, which he has now violated. To date, Hernandez has been booked 13 times on charges of battery, robbery, fleeing and eluding, and resisting arrest. He is 5'10", 220 pounds, with a tattoo of the words "Baby Cain" on his right arm and his last name inked on his neck, and he has a scale drawn across his back. And as always, if you recognize any of the fugitives we featured here today, you're asked to call the Crimestoppers hotline. That number is 1-800-780-TIPS. All callers will remain anonymous and will be eligible for a cash reward of up to $3,000. And Megan, so many impaired drivers that are on the road. They're impaired repeat drivers, and good time to plug this weekend. Tomorrow morning, we've got the Move Like Mad 5K supporting Mothers Against Drunk Driving at JetBlue, all in an effort to get impaired drivers off the road and educate our community.
Absolutely, such an important event. It's a fun event too. I mean, such a serious message, but I've been out there before and it's a good time, but definitely a good reminder of how these drunk driving cases impact families forever.
And we see it every single night on the news. It's very disturbing. So if there's one thing you can do, make sure you make that decision, never drive impaired, and come out tomorrow morning and support us at Move Like Mad.
Yeah, you can still sign up, right?
You can sign up until 6:30 tomorrow morning.
Okay, thanks so much, Trish.
Thanks.